What they're trying to do right now is they have a Nerf bullet that they're going to try to see if it'll penetrate that glass right there. They're going to shoot it right behind that table. It's negative. Can we show them what that projectile is? Do you mind? It's kind of like a racquetball, right? Foam type Nerf, I would say, right? And this is a non-lethal.
Yeah, it's a less lethal projectile. So basically, it's a foam impact that hits really hard, but it doesn't penetrate.
Yeah, make you think twice about doing something, right?
Yeah, they definitely don't feel too good.
Yeah. And right now, we're trying to see if it can penetrate a thick piece of glass, right?
Yeah, they were able to get a breach on one of the plate glass windows, but it was from a closer distance. So they're seeing what the distance that they need to be in order to get it to break the glass.
Yeah.
It's about 4 feet. You'll be all right.
Don't worry about it, it's good.
All right, line up, guys. Where do you want them?
Well, if we're gonna come out this way, or you don't think going out this way is better?
No, I'd rather have this wall as protection. This wall's sturdier, believe it or not. All right, once you start clearing it in, why don't you walk with him up here to this corner? Just make sure he doesn't snag on you. Okay. As soon as you're ready.
Hey everybody, this is Billy at Bakersfield TUFF. I'm here with Matt Gregory, right? And you're one of the sergeants here on the SWAT training.
Yes.
Right? This is, you know what, I'm here, we're at East Hill Mall, and I would say this is like the ultimate training room, right?
Yeah, this is a great facility for us to use. I mean, we get a lot of different looks. There's a lot of different buildings in here that we can work with. Gives us a lot of good training.
Right. You know, so talk to me about without getting too into it, we do everything from breaching, right? Breach training to projectile training, right? That's kind of the stuff we're doing here, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Today we're focused on breaching training. Month to month we'll refocus on different tasks and different tactics. So we'll focus 1 month strictly on movement. This month obviously is going to breaching, and then sometimes we'll integrate teams. Like today we're working with the bomb squad today, just kind of refocusing on the fundamentals.
Right. You know, the one thing I noticed about all these guys is that there's a big camaraderie between them. Right. I mean, and I think that's an important part of it, right? When you go into a mission or you're going in and you have a job to do, that you have to believe that the guy next to you has your back, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's when we're all together, we don't get to see each other very often, and I think everybody can consider each other friends on this team. When we do get to work, you see the tempo kind of change a little bit to more of the serious side, and when guys have some downtime, it's good to see each other and building those bonds are critical.
Right. You mentioned something that I want to touch base on, and that is that SWAT is not a full-time position, right? It is everybody has their own job within the police force, right? They're doing their own thing, and then when a situation arises, you guys are called upon to come together and create SWAT.
Right.
Is that pretty close?
Yeah, so we're what's considered a part-time team. So everybody that you're seeing here has a full-time position. So for example, I'm a patrol sergeant, so my normal day-to-day job is a sergeant on the patrol. If we get a call, or if we get a call out, or a pre-planned operation, whatever the case may be, the guys will come together and they will, we'll delineate tasks from there. But this is generally just a part-time situation for us.
Right.
Patrol made entry, got the suspects finally pinned down in the barricaded location over here. You guys turn, make this right here. That's where you guys are going to start. A known number of subjects. Handgun was used to shoot at people while at the mall. Got it?
Leave it.
Active shooter.
Active shooter and barricade. Handgun.
All we know is
Everything will work, hero.
All right, well, we're here with Sergeant Kelly Williams, man. We're doing our K-9 training, right? And we have some people there in the suits, and I talked to you about it. And, man, how do you get to... Man, dogs love those suits, don't they?
It's their toy.
Yeah. How do you get nominated to be in the suit?
So every year we have a testing process to try and evaluate potential members for the SWAT team, and for the officers that pass the strenuous process of becoming a candidate for the team, they get to come out and basically continue their evaluation process where they participate in scenario-based training. They'll assist with canine scenarios where we're using our apprehension dogs to try and bring a safe resolution to the problem. Anyways, so the officers that come out that are in those suits are the potential SWAT candidates that we're looking at and evaluating for new members.
Right. Wow. And then I would imagine that, so you guys all evaluate them, right? The sergeants in charge, right? We'll kind of evaluate the new people and see if they're fit for the team. It's not easy to get on this team.
Not easy to get on the team, no.
It's like, this isn't,
Yeah, there's quite a process. There's a series of vetting that goes on, whether that's the team leaders or the tactical supervisors going out and talking to the immediate supervisors and peers of the person that's trying out. They have to get approval from their immediate supervisor, and the peers basically give a thumbs up, seal of approval that, hey, this person has a good work ethic, that they're potentially a good fit for the team. After that, there's a testing process that we go through, which involves firearms training, physical fitness, mental stress tests, various testing that goes on. After that, after the conclusion of that, then we have a pool of candidates that will continue in the process over a period of time, and we will evaluate those individuals in a team setting like this, where we're doing scenarios to see if they're a fit for the team.
Can you try more than once? Like, if you don't make it in the first round, is that pretty much done, or you
Absolutely.
get back in the game? And
Absolutely. We've got a guy on the team right now. I think he tried out 9 times. Wow. So that's 9 separate years of trying to make the team. So
Perseverance, right?
yeah, it's really rare that someone makes the team on their first try, but it happens.
Wow. You know, I noticed that everybody has different gear combinations, like, you know, as far as your tactical stuff that you have. Like,
Yep.
How does that work?
So everyone gets issued the same equipment. They all have the same vest and pouches, guns. Everything that's issued is standardized. However, we trust that when you get to this team, that you're mature enough to decide through scenario-based training and everything else that we do, you're mature enough to decide what you want to take with you on a standard or on a mission, on a deployment. So some guys might like their kit set up a certain way, and that's good for them. It's probably not the same way that I would like to set up my equipment. Again, it's.
I mean, the more you carry, the the less mobile you're going to be, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. We cater our tactics. Sometimes we'll cater our tactics around certain missions, and so that specific mission will kind of dictate what piece of equipment we're going to take. I usually don't put a whole lot of stuff on. Most of the guys don't put a whole lot of extra equipment on because for our standard deployments, we've got a supply truck that's a block away.
Right.
So it really doesn't make sense to bog ourselves down with a whole lot of equipment when it's not necessarily needed.
I wish I could be better at that.
I wish you'd be better.
So do I. Someone post up on the glass window.
Let's do that hostage back here.
All right, security guards out of the way. He's on the way. Security guards out of the way.
I know we had some recruits here, right? And I would assume that when someone thinks that they can join SWAT, that they believe themselves that, I have what it takes to join the elite, right? And we've talked about it before. I mean, let's be real here. There could be a lot of alpha males in this situation, right? So
Sure.
Is that hard for someone that believes that their SWAT quality, like if they don't make the first round, how mentally is that hard for some people to take?
I think it's very hard. I've went through it. I think it's part of the growing process. When you come onto this team, even as a candidate, one of the first things we tell you is check your ego at the door. There's no room in this team for ego. We do constant debriefs with all these scenario-based training that we run, and if someone messes something up, we're brutally honest. Hey man, you messed that up. These are the reasons why. The reason why it's so important for us to check our ego is that in the real world, if you make a mistake, it could cost someone their life, right? And so we want to make sure that we address these issues at the front end. If we have guys that come out, they're trying out for the team, and they can't check their ego, you're giving them some corrections on scenario-based training, whatever that is, and they're not able to view that as constructive criticism, and it affects them on a personal basis, then they're probably not a good fit for this team.
It's not personal, right?
It's not personal.
It's not. That's a thing, and it's hard for people to kind of separate the two sometimes because you can think that this guy's threatened by me, and that's why he doesn't like me, right? And that can happen.
Absolutely, I think it's human nature. We more often than not, people fail to take a good hard look at themselves, right? Introspection. That's tough for some people, and when you have a conversation and you point out someone's deficiencies, depending on where that person is at in their life and their maturity level, it's hard for them to take.
Yeah.
But big picture, this is not the place to show up and have a big ego. I know that's probably contrary to what most people think, what most people view when they hear SWAT, but at least on this team, that's the case.
Yeah. I would assume the ones that can process that are probably the ones that are going to be more successful, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, the ones that come back again and realize that, like, I understand what he was saying and I worked on it and I'm going to work on it for this next round.
Absolutely, and that's something we look at. If you give a guy constructive criticism and they benefit from it and they improve, that's something we look at. If we talk to a guy and say, hey man, these are some areas where you're deficient, or in this scenario you messed this up and there's no correction made, well, that's telling for us that, hey, this could be a potential problem down the road. It might not be someone that we want to pick up on the team.
Are you guys willing to take into consider change? Like, let's say someone was like that the first round and now you've noticed a different change in his attitude or something, you know what I mean? Or is it something that's always still there?
Oh no, absolutely. We're again, we try not to get set in our ways. If if we give a guy criticism, he leaves, and it's not the best departure, but he comes back, and you go through that vetting process. Hey, I go out as a supervisor and I talk to his supervisor. Hey, what's this guy's attitude on his daily assignment? Talk to his peers. What is the attitude that I'm getting from his peer group? If he comes and he tries out again and he passes through the initial stages and he goes to the evaluation phase again and is excelling, then that's exactly what we want. So you can absolutely get some bad news and grow from it, and that's the point of the whole process.
Right. That's something people can use in everyday life, not just SWAT, man. Right?
Sure. Yeah.